Okay, so I've been asked to read the homage from offering from Gopal Krishna Goswami, our GBC, Vrindavan. Dear Srila Prabhupada, can you hear me okay in the back? Because I was sitting in the back and a lot of the offerings were very muffled. Couldn't understand. Can you hear me well? Raise your hand if you can hear distinctly. Yeah. Close? Okay. Dear Srila Prabhupada, on your most auspicious appearance day, I beg to offer my most solemn obeisances at your lotus feet. This year we are celebrating the 121st anniversary of your appearance in this world. The lotus feet offer all benediction and complete shelter to all who follow your instructions. In 2015, we celebrated the Golden Jubilee of your departure from India on the Jaladuta. You traveled in a cargo ship with 40 rupees in your pocket. You suffered 2 heart attacks, but they did not weaken your determination to fulfill your Guru's instruction. In 2016, we celebrated the Golden Jubilee of your incorporating ISKCON. You opened the first ISKCON temple in July 1966 in New York. Now there are over 600 branches all over the world. Your friends suggested that you call your society the International Society for God Consciousness, but you insisted that your society would be called the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. In your 7 purposes of ISKCON, you clearly stated your goals and how these goals can be realized. In 2017, we are celebrating the Golden Jubilee of ISKCON's first Rath Yatra, which was held in San Francisco in 1967. Today, Jagannath Rath Yatras are held in almost every corner of the globe. In a brief span of 11 years, you translated over 70 books into English. These books are available today in almost every language of the world. Our God brother Satyanarayan Prabhu is concentrating on getting your books published in the Arabic language. By presenting word-by-word meanings, translations, and elaborate purports, you have established that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All of humanity is eternally indebted to you for giving us the pure message of Godhead. The material world is becoming more and more difficult day by day. Terrorism and violence are increasing very fast. The only remedy is pure devotional service as presented in your books. You have presented the true peace formula in your instructions. We need to enthusiastically distribute your books and present your teachings to save suffering humanity. On the occasion of our 50th anniversary celebration, the President of India wrote, ISKCON has over the years played an important role in popularizing the noble and eternal message of the Srimad Bhagavad-Gita and promoting spiritual harmony. If today the Bhagavad-Gita is printed in millions of copies and in scores of Indian languages and distributed all over the world, the credit for this great sacred service goes chiefly to ISKCON. I congratulate ISKCON for its efforts to highlight and propagate the timeless teachings of Lord Krishna across the world. I also pay humble tribute to the contributions of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-yoga Swami, who incorporated ISKCON in 1966 and whose teachings continue to resonate in the hearts of Krishna devotees all over the world even today. On the same occasion, the Prime Minister's message stated, ISKCON's story has been the story of the determination and devotion of lakhs of devotees spread across the world. Inspired by the teachings of Lord Krishna, They spread his message far and wide. The efforts of the ISKCON family in sectors like education, publishing, and disaster relief are commendable. Your movement is being appreciated more and more by the leaders of society. Preaching Krishna consciousness, maintaining big temples, and constructing temples is a very difficult task. I pray for your causeless mercy so that an insignificant fool like myself can continue to render a little service unto you, birth after birth. Your fallen servant, Gopal Krishna Goswami. Yeah. Gopal Krishna Goswami. Srila Prabhupada. I was thinking, Srimad Bhagavatam class it was yesterday. Rohini Sutta, one of Prabhupada's dear disciples, was mentioning how you cannot estimate the greatness of Krishna. So this is a quote he was giving from Srimad Bhagavatam. And we can say similarly the same thing about Srila Prabhupada. You cannot estimate Prabhupada's greatness. One way to look at that is that Prabhupada was so intimately connected with Krishna, completely surrendered to Krishna. And in that sense, you could say he's non-different than Krishna. Just like any one of us, we have qualities of Godhead, just like the drop of water from the ocean. We all have godly qualities. Prabhupada manifested. He came with these qualities. He didn't have to uncover them like we may have to uncover them. He presented himself with all these qualities right from the very beginning. And so that means that, as he requested, if we just do as he was doing and we follow Prabhupada very sincerely, very devotedly, then we also will come to that perfection of life. Prabhupada has given us the path of perfection. That is to become purely Krishna conscious, as he was. And he's given the path, he's given the guidance, especially as mentioned over and over again, he's giving that himself in the form of his instructions and his writings in the Srimad Bhagavatam, his purports, and his scholarly rendition of the Srimad Bhagavatam and all the other books that he presented for us. He wanted us to read these books for very good reason. He wanted us to study the books very intensely. And I have to admit that I'm not doing that, but Prabhupada is there for everyone, and I can say that Prabhupada came to my wife in a dream recently. He said, there was an assembly just like this, and Prabhupada pointed to myself and my wife and said, they're not reading my books. So, there you go. So it's not that I don't care about Prabhupada's books. Every time I read Prabhupada's books, it's very ecstatic. Prabhupada is personally there. He said all my realizations, all my emotions, all my bhakti is there in my purports. And he tirelessly strove to dedicate himself to present these and finish all these translations and present them to us and encourage us to study his books 3 hours a day, he said. Scrutinizingly study my books. If we do that, then any problem that we have, personal problem, any doubts that we have, any doubts that we may have in any aspect of our Krishna consciousness progression, they can be removed. Prabhupada will do that, and he's personally present. He's always present. He's present for each and every one of us. And I'd just like to say that I appreciate Prabhupada for always being with us, and especially Prabhupada was very pure. Purity is the force. He manifested all the 26 qualities of a pure devotee. So because he's very pure, just like the class this morning, we were hearing from Srila Prabhupada. How touching was that to the heart? If the heart is pure, we may know the philosophy, we may be able to present the philosophy, speak very articulately, but if the heart is not pure, how much will it penetrate the heart of the audience? So Prabhupada, if you listen to his lectures, you read his books, that will certainly have a great effect on our heart. And anyone we present these avenues of Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada's books, his lectures, his conversations, his tapes, his bhajan, this is all pure. Can't get any more pure. And so if we come in contact with that, just like the rod coming in contact with the fire, you'll become just like that fire. You become also pure. And we need that purity. We need to transcend the quarrel amongst the devotees. And we need to try to work together in cooperation. Prabhupada is one of his last wishes, his last statements, that we work cooperatively together. If we do that, we strive our best to assist one another to reach these platforms of elevated Krishna consciousness. This movement is a movement that will save the world. Prabhupada is very proud of this movement as it is, but he always was pushing us, you do more, you can do more, you can double it, you can triple it. So we have to remind ourselves of that and keep Prabhupada always in the center of our activities, whether it be your married life, whether it be your devotional service within the temple, your preaching, whatever. You keep Prabhupada in the center and you will be successful. Srila Prabhupada ki.